Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Summary. I'm your host, Kyle. I'm alone again, but that's all right. Today, we got to get in to the abysmal refereeing performance that was that match yesterday. Guys, absolutely disgusting. We're going to talk about it all right? I just want to start by saying that, on a positive note, the guys battled the entire game. And even going down to 9 men, it honestly seemed like didn't it seem like we could score at any moment? Didn't it? It seemed like we controlled the game even with 9 men. I mean, this team has heart, and you guys saw Klopp doing the heart thing. And then the own goal, right? Matip. God, the poor guy, dude. Matip and Van Dijk alike had monster performances yesterday. Absolutely monster performances yesterday. And to end like that, it was just, oh my God, it was like the final nail in the coffin for Liverpool fans. You guys are going to have to let me know how you think and how you feel about that match yesterday. Dermot, Cool, Spence, Tom, Hannah, Shayna, my mother and my father in here. Good morning. Oyvind, good morning to everyone in the chat. Guys, Oyvind, what's up? Kenny G says we were robbed, and that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't do it justice to what actually occurred yesterday. They say, you know what? Let's just read it. Okay? Just want to read you guys, and I'll share my screen for you guys as well, so you guys can take a look at what the PGMOL said. And most of you guys have probably already seen this, as have I. Okay? Zoom out a little bit so you guys can read it. PGMOL acknowledge a significant human error occurred during the first half of Tottenham Hotspur versus Liverpool. The goal by Luis Diaz was disallowed for offside by the on-field team of match officials. This was a clear and obvious factual error and should have resulted in the goal being awarded through VAR intervention. However, the VAR failed to intervene. PGMOL will conduct a full review into the circumstances, which led to the error. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this doesn't mean fucking shit. I'm sorry, but this is just saving face right here. Like, this is like saying sorry for, I don't know. I'm trying to find a comparison. It's basically, they're just saying sorry. We're sorry. Sorry. If you watch South Park, you'll get that. All right. To me, this is just incompetence. Nothing but incompetence. Okay. And this is the story that we all got. All right. I'll just basically what I'm getting. So when VAR reviewed it, because they didn't draw the lines or anything. It's absolutely ridiculous. They didn't draw the lines, but this is the story that we're getting as to why. What apparently happened was that once VAR was checking the goal, the VAR referee just said check complete. This is assuming the VAR referee assumed that the on-field referee had called it onside. Didn't know, apparently. He must have been in the bathroom. He must have been asleep, something. Didn't know that the referee called it offside. And so, as a result, when he said check complete, the referee on the field interpreted that as, oh, he already looked into it. It's offside. So there's either two options. One, that's absolute bullshit. Or two, there's no communication. Where's the safety net? How did they not stop play 30 seconds after when someone realizes on the team, oh, oops, we messed up, guys. It was actually a goal. Just stop play. Give the goal. Why do I feel like it's getting worse? Why do I feel like the VAR is getting worse? How many bad decisions have we seen this season? And I'm not usually upset by bad calls, but that entire game, not just the offside, was horrific refereeing. I mean, Curtis Jones slipping over the ball and then giving a red. Diogo Jota getting sent off 2 yellows. Mo Salah getting a yellow for doing almost nothing. He turned a guy and like pulled him down. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as saying is there's an agenda against Liverpool because I don't think there is. I really don't. I don't think there's an agenda against Liverpool. To the naive eye, it might look that way. But I honestly just think it comes down to bad refereeing. And here we are, Monday morning quarterbacking again. Probably not easy. I mean, granted, I've refereed kids, but it's not easy. But you have an entire team of people watching the game. And no one's in your ear saying, bad call. Bad call, Hooper. That's a bad call. You got to reverse that one. Yeah, no, Hoop, you missed that. That was a bad one. Yep, it's okay. Just make up for it next time, but that was a bad call. You missed it. Nope. Now, in response to all this, apparently the two guys that were on VAR got taken off for the game today or tomorrow or whatever. But it's like, is that not a fireable offense? Like, look at any other job. Okay. Say, I don't know, say you're a construction worker or an engineer and you forget to nail a joint into a cross beam or something and it collapses. Isn't that fireable? Why are referees so protected? Fire him. Now, of course, in a perfect world, he realized what he did mid-game and they gave the goal. Some people call him for a replay. You know that's never going to happen. But what sucks about this is them saying sorry doesn't make everything whole again. As a referee, you're supposed to be an unbiased third party making sure the game is fair. And what happened yesterday? The game was not fair. Okay. A lot of people claim that all the time. They'll be like, oh, the refs sucked yesterday. Yesterday, we have tangible evidence, video evidence, indisputable evidence that the match was not fair. And what does that mean? It means you could argue for a replay. It means that you could justify that game was not fair and therefore the result is invalidated. Am I wrong? I've never been this pissed off about a result in my life. I mean, I've seen some bad refereeing, but usually after a while I get over it. I actually forget about it, and I don't even blame the refs. I blame the refs 100% yesterday. You know why? Because even with 9 men, Liverpool looks like the better team. Imagine if we had everybody. It probably would have been another 3-1. Let's go over to the match. What did I say? Did I say let's go over to the match? Let's go over to the chat. God, so pissed off. Tony says they didn't even apologize. If you were Tony, I think the organization apologized. I don't know if the referees themselves apologized. Oh, it says nowhere in the statement did they actually apologize. But do we even want an apology? I don't care if they say we're sorry. I don't care if they say that. Like, it doesn't make a difference if you apologize or not. You know what? I think it would actually look way worse for them if they did apologize. Imagine, imagine in the statement if they said, "We are terribly sorry to Liverpool Football Club." How bad of a look that is? Like, that's not going to happen. It's just disgusting, dude. Kenny G says, I shut myself in after the game. I was disgusted. I was so proud of my Liverpool boys. Heart, desire, and the team compassion for each other. This will make us better as a team. I am still gutted. And everything I've seen on social media is nothing but support for the team and hate for the refs. The team played unbelievably well yesterday. Heart, passion, commitment, everything you said, Kenny. The team was remarkable yesterday. Tom says accepting an apology is as good as condoning. That's a great sentence. Oyvind says it's like the Rodri handball, but 100 times worse. 100 times worse, dude. Handballs are missed and misinterpreted all the time. Almost every game. I mean, hell, there was a call for Van Dijk having a handball yesterday. His elbow was out, but regardless, I'm absolutely disgusted by this entire thing. I saw something yesterday that said this is the worst refereed game in sports history. Would you guys agree with that? Because I honestly think it might be up there. How does Hooper sleep at night? How does he sleep at night last night? I mean, how do any of them sleep at night knowing they messed up so bad? Where's the balls that to realize? I know they realized it because as soon as the ball was kicked off again and they realized that the score was still 0-0 or 1-1, whatever. Or no, it was 0-0. One of them has to step in and say, "Hey, stop play. Liverpool scored." That's all you had to do. RDO said he sleeps on a pillow full of 100s. Yo Cool says, you don't just show a still frame of the worst possible point and angle of Curse's tackle on VAR screen to the ref if there wasn't some agenda behind it. Dermot says 11v11 we win comfortably. Are refs in VAR impartial if they follow other teams? I see Ryan Babel Twitter with Simon Hooper in a Spurs top. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I know there's some referees in the NBA. They do have to disclose what teams they like, and then they're not allowed to referee those games. Tony says, I feel sorry for Matip. I feel so sorry for Matip. You know, normally I don't feel sympathy for really any situation, but that yesterday, dude, that is the worst possible ending to that game. An own goal after you battled and played so well the entire game. It's just so sad. So sad. Hannah says, honestly, the team were brilliant and so was Matip. He deserves nothing but praise despite what happened. And I agree wholeheartedly. Philip says, no, you're not wrong. And they won't invalidate the result and make the game to be played again. I know. That's the unfortunate part. Can they sue? Can Liverpool sue? I don't know what good that would do, but my dad says here, illegal goal callback, red cards handed out like Skittles for Reds, but nothing for Tottenham for the same things. Completely fixed. I asked before, does England have a mafia? Yeah, I don't know. What's the deal over there, guys? Because I want to look at some of the stats here. Okay, because towards the end of the game, there were yellows being called, like given left and right to both teams. But the way that it was reffed against Liverpool was just remarkable. All right, let me look at some of these match stats. Where's where well all right, here we go. So Tottenham 64% possession. I'm honestly surprised it's not higher. 17 fouls called against Liverpool, 11 for Tottenham. All right, that's the first thing. Actually, believe it or not, Tottenham got 5 yellow cards, Liverpool got 4. But wait, there's more. 2 red cards for Liverpool. As if you didn't already know that. Tottenham 12 corners, Liverpool 5, Liverpool 8 saves to 3. It's so irritating, dude. It's so irritating. Now Liverpool still sit 4th in the table. Okay, they're 1 point up on Villa, who are in 5th, and Brighton, who are in 6th, and 3 points up on West Ham. So again, it's just I hate everything about yesterday, dude. I'm so pissed off. Gary, what's up, man? Kenny, you really don't think I'm talking Liverpool match. You don't think this was the worst Liverpool match ever? And agreed. Guys, if we look at Allison yesterday was immense. Those 3 saves that he had, the James Madison saves, Unreal. Absolutely unreal keeper. He's so good. Now, one thing I will say, all right, because I've been negative this whole time, but I want to bring it back to maybe some positivity. All right. So VAR, oh God, I'm gonna get killed for saying this. On the whole, has gotten better. Okay, there's no more manual drawing of the lines, right? And yesterday there wasn't any drawing of the lines. But up until yesterday, I think VAR for the offside decisions only, no one was complaining about it. Not a single person. It was much better. No longer were we drawing lines. They had a clear way of deeming something onside or offside until yesterday. All of a sudden yesterday, they decided not to draw the lines. They didn't even do it for the Tottenham goal. To me, there needs to be a protocol every time a goal is scored, and it seemed like there was up until yesterday, where the lines are drawn, even if they're miles onside or offside. Draw the lines. Okay. It's almost like a takeoff checklist. Okay. Requirements that you have to do. Okay. You got to make sure this is right and this is right and this is right, even if you know it's right. Okay. Even if you personally put gas in the plane yourself, you still have to go outside and check with the gas people if they put the gas in the plane. So they got to do this for VAR too. They got to go step by step. Draw the lines, make sure it's on or offside, communicate with the referee, make sure the referee verbalizes back to them, I understand this is the call, and that's what you got to do. Scouse Gamer Andy says La Liga broadcasts have 360 cameras. Why can't we have that and applied? Okay, so apparently, I could be wrong here. There was a person, I can't remember. God, I can't remember who it was. But the Premier League was pitched the idea for that, or for a fully automated onside offside, or partially, that's what it was, partially automated onside offside system, and they rejected it. Okay, so the facts remains here that they don't want it to be automated. Okay, but clearly there's mistakes being made. And I can guarantee you, after this season, once they do a full review, yet next season we are going to see automated onside offside decisions. There has to be. Those decisions that are clear, like there's no gray area. It's right or wrong, need to be automated. Now, of course, have a human review to make sure there's no technical mistake. But that's how it needs to be. If you're going to have VAR, okay, but you're still going to have these mistakes, bro, you got to automate it. You have to. You have to. Zakir asks, can this match be replayed? Guys, I don't know like the rules for that. Should it be replayed? Yeah, it probably should. Dermot says the fact that there was two in VAR makes it worse. What is the reason they didn't check? Will we know? So I kind of talked about this earlier, but this is the story that we got. It's that it was strictly a miscommunication. It was that the VAR official who was reviewing the call stated, check complete, thinking that the on-field referees said it was onside already. All right. So as a result, the referee heard that saying check complete and assumed that the on-field call was correct and therefore didn't give the goal. The problem with that, I'm just going to keep bringing it back to this. The problem with that is somebody had to realize that it was the wrong call within 30 seconds. Like, they were definitely sitting up there like, oh my God, we missed that call. Oh my God. Oh my God. Stop the fucking game and give the goal. If you made a wrong decision, stop the game. Were they more scared of looking like it was a wrong call and fixing it than just pretending that they got it right? There is no excuse for this stuff. There's no excuse. And now we're going on to talk about Diogo Jota's yellow card, where the guy tripped himself. So look, I find it very hard to believe the guy just tripped over himself. Okay, now Jota must have hit his foot in some capacity to make his foot swing one way and hit his other leg. It must have happened that way. Guys, this affects everything. This affects everything for the rest of the season. Okay, honestly, if I were Liverpool, I would go in and have that entire staff. I'd recommend or request the entire staff that was on refereeing duties yesterday never, ever referee a Liverpool game again. Okay, one, that's the fair way. Okay. You can't really request someone get fired. I feel like that's a bad look. But you can request that person has nothing to do with you ever again. The thing that really sticks out to me, guys, is the reaction from the players. I mean, you saw McAllister's comment under, I think it was Romero, saying it's easy when you have 12 players. And then Romero was like, cry more or something like that. Aren't they on the same national team? Savage. Um, Maybe they're not on the same national team. I don't know. I thought they were. Guys, the players and the coaches' reactions yesterday said everything. Klopp said, I've never seen a game this poorly refereed. Now, I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what he said. So Oyvind said, yeah, Jota hit him. So, yeah. So people saying that the guy tripped over himself, that doesn't just happen. These players don't just trip over themselves. Like someone hits them and they trip. Okay. But, dude, that's not even the biggest issue. The second yellow, like Jota, in my opinion, was more deserving of being sent off than Curtis Jones for me. But again, I can't tell you how many times I've seen where the refs just like do their job. They don't send players off at the first sign of danger. They just say, they pull them aside and they say, look, you got to calm down. Okay. If you do not calm down, if you do not play skillfully and stop playing aggressive, you are going to be sent off. And that works. That's the referee's job. It's to keep the game as fair as possible for as long as possible. If you have to send someone off, send them off. That's great. Okay. But I don't think he had to send Curtis Jones off. And imagine how the players feel. I mean, someone just brought up in here, Salah liked his first tweet in 6 years, and he liked the VAR thing. How are these referees going to be held accountable? Why are these referees being treated like Wall Street billionaires and CEOs that just get bailed out? Where is the accountability? Where is it? Not really comparable, but look, Ivan Toney in trouble for gambling, suspended immediately. Andre Onana, PEDs, suspended 12 months. Referees, oh, we're going to take you off that game next week. We're sorry. Sorry. I didn't have a lot of hate for particular referees until yesterday. I didn't. And now I absolutely despise Hooper because, and really everyone, guys, just stop play and give the goal. And any of the fans, like any of the rival fans saying cry more. Like, how do you weigh banter versus what's right and wrong? Because anybody can see that was a terribly refereed game. Anybody. If it was your team, you'd be doing the same thing. Chris here says the Premier League should just fire the PGMOL and hire their own professional refs like the NFL does. I just think there needs to be like a vetting process or something. I don't know. I really don't know. Dermot says, I want Klopp to put Simon Hooper's face through one of them monitors at the end of the game. Says they only apologize. They need to release the audio to the public. Ooh, Scouse Gamer. Now, again, this is where you guys. So, like over here, we have a Freedom of Information Act. I don't know if you guys have that over there in England, but I don't know if this applies to sports because they're their own entities. I feel like it has to be like subpoenaed or something. So, like if they refuse to release it and Liverpool sued, then they might have to release it. I don't think they're under any requirement to release it. I think when they did release audio on that like Sky Sports special they did on refereeing, I think that was voluntarily releasing those things. Now, maybe we see something in the future after they, save face and they release the audio and who knows, maybe they're not lying. Maybe they actually did just not communicate well. But Oivan, again, says it here. I mean, the decision was so quick. They did not hesitate at all. But I think if they release the audio to the public to be completely transparent, because that is exactly what they said their goal was. That is exactly what they said their goal was when they did that special on Sky Sports. It was to be transparent, completely transparent. So if they're listening, I know you guys got to save your own jobs. I know that you guys have a responsibility, but you also have a responsibility to the fans, the players, of whom you referee games for. to be transparent, and to build trust, because I'm going to tell you right now, nobody trusts you. Okay? Nobody trusts you. And you're probably sitting back thinking to yourself, oh, well, that's fine. I mean, we're still going to referee games. It doesn't matter if people trust us. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter to you. But what about your just general integrity of the job you're doing? You don't care? Like, you don't care about the quality of work you're putting out? How many times are you going to mess up and just apologize for it? God, man, I wish there was no consequences for your actions. Really. Actually, I don't wish that. Imagine if we lived in a world where it was like that. Well, this is the world we're living in 2023-24 Premier League football. There's only consequences for the players. There's no consequences for the referees. Just an apology. These guys stay quiet. Now, I don't know if it's in their contract. They're not allowed to say anything to maintain their unbiased position. Likely that's why they have the organization over them releasing statements, because their jobs as referees are to be completely unbiased. And if they come out and apologize for something, that shows bias. So they are between a rock and a hard place. But you don't have to say anything. The organization that you work for needs to come out and needs to either make changes, fire employees, or completely restructure how they do things. Now, I don't know if they can restructure in the middle of the season. I don't think that's allowed. I think they have to wait to do it into the offseason, and that's why changes are made at the beginning of every season. Guys, it's remarkable what we witnessed yesterday. Utter incompetence. Just a lack of simple communication skills and safety nets that weren't in place. Really just tiered review systems. I mean, isn't that what VAR is for? To have a secondary review of something to make sure there's no mistakes? And what happens when both of those systems are incompetent? Right? I don't know. Hannah says, after today, I never want to think of that match ever again. And that is usually for me what happens with any bad refereed match. I swear, usually what happens is I just forget about it. I don't think I'll ever forget about this match. I don't. I think this match was so bad and just an unbelievable display of just incompetence. No Liverpool fan is ever going to forget about this match. But what I will say, and this will be my last thought, I am very proud of how the team handled that match yesterday. We played incredible yesterday. Everybody played so well. With 9 men, we held that team off. You know, the only reason they won was because of an own goal. We had to score on ourselves for them to win. That says a lot. I love this team to death, dude. I love Klopp to death, and I just love this revamp that we've done this season. This team looks incredible. So much potential. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this season, guys, because this team can do great things with unbiased refereeing, of course. This team can do absolutely incredible things. Grit and determination. 2 men short. 2 men short. Tottenham still could not get the job done. We play better with less people, it seems like. Maybe not better, but our determination outmatches the other team's desire to win and ability to score. Red Goal says we fought like Spartans. That's exactly what we fought like. And then to have that refereeing decision, really all of them throughout the game, it's a sucker punch to the gonads, man. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. And Oyvind says maybe this will give us a little push. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that going forward, the team can forget, move on, and carry that same determination and grit into the future games. Because, guys, I can almost guarantee you there will never be a game this poorly refereed ever again. It just will not happen. We just witnessed history. The worst display of incompetence and lack of awareness we've ever seen and probably will ever see again. And Richard says nothing will happen to the referees. All we can do is hope that changes are made going forward. But at the end of the day, all we have right now is a quote-unquote apology and an acceptance of wrongdoing. That's all we have right now. And what Liverpool decided to do going forward in terms of, I don't know, requesting a review or suing, I don't know what their plans are. Whatever they decide to do going forward, hopefully that'll make changes to the refereeing body in the future. Maybe even the way refs are vetted, training. Again, these are all corporate ways to deal with it. Okay? The simple way to deal with it to make it fair, because again, I've said it before, referees are supposed to be unbiased. Unbiased. And when a display like that happens, they show bias. Now, that's why they can't come out and directly apologize, because they show bias. But on the field yesterday, they showed bias. And the only way to fix that is to replay it. Now, that is not going to happen. It just won't. Unless, if they replay it, Tottenham would sue. Because if you replay it, that shows bias to Liverpool. So it's a lose-lose. It's like they can't win. If they apologize, they show bias. If they replay it, they show bias. All they can do is come out and just say, I'm sorry. It sucks. And I'm pissed, and I know you guys all are too. It sucks, guys. I just want to take a moment to say thank you to everybody in the chat. If you're enjoying the stream, hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe. One thing I want to touch on with Gakpo, he left the field in a brace yesterday. Klopp said we're waiting on scans, so we should know more today or tomorrow about Gakpo. Spence, what's up? Guys, if you're just now tuning in, because we got some people tuning in, go back earlier in the stream and watch everything, because I've said everything that was on my mind. I've kind of been really thinking about this over the last 12 hours, 24 hours. Really just thinking why? How do they deal with this? And it's a very difficult situation for them to be in. However, it's 100% of their own making. So I have no sympathy for them. The only person I have sympathy for is Matip. I love that man. Guys, you have all been great this morning. Thank you very much for your input. Love all of your support and being here every Sunday. Again, like the stream if you enjoyed it, Reds. All right. Let's move forward from here. Let's try to forget about it. It's going to be hard, but let's try to forget about it. And let's keep grinding out these results because I'm telling you guys, we have one of the best teams in the Premier League this season. This team is playing so much better than I thought they would play. And it's down to heart. Klopp did it. Klopp did it yesterday. This team plays with so much heart, so much grit and determination. And yesterday, we showed that. I want to see it going forward. All right, guys. Thanks, Reds. Love you all. Until next time, take care.